Zerg player down in this lower left-hand corner. In the upper right-hand corner, from Esos Gaming, it's Solia. He is the pink Zerg player. So pink and purple to start things off here today. Hello, Lilla Canada in the chat. We've got cheers going down everywhere. Go Inferi from Mick Riggins and Gamer. We've got Monks going Go Esos, Go Unique Phaser from Ivax. Go G8 Gar from Lilla Cannon. Of course, Lilla Cannon from Red Bloods. Red Bloods will be facing the winners of this best of 7 all kill right here. So Lilla Cannon scouting out his future opponents potentially. And yeah, hello to everyone on the stream. We've actually got a bunch of viewers, surprisingly, considering IEM is on. So hello to you all, welcome. Just going to check the Twitter notifications. Okay, nothing too crazy going on Twitter. Good, now let's get everything back up and into the game. So first differences starting to kind of come into the game. We've got a gas coming down for Black Knight here to start off this ZVZ. You know, it's just a pool hatch. Now is gas coming down, but well, okay, we're going to see the gas from Solia as well, just a little bit later. So, not really too much of a difference. Black Knight going to have a little bit of extra time where he's got Zergling speed, his opponent does not. You know, he's going to have that slightly faster Bane in the nest, depending if he pulls out of gas or not as well. So, you know, the differences are actually very minimal here. I thought Solia may have been going for a gasless play, but it looks as though that is not the case. And we'll just see. I mean, it's only about a 60-ish gas difference, 60 to 70 gas difference here. So again, Black Knight, he shouldn't be able to do all too much with this, and so unless Solia really gives himself or gives Black Knight the opportunity to kind of catch him off guard if he overcommits across the map with slow lings and then gets caught when his opponent has speed. You know, that's the kind of main thing which could happen here. So definitely be keeping you know, a lookout on that as Queen is going to start taking down this first Overlord. The Overlord will get to the high ground. It will not be taken down here, for now at least. So unless he gets an Overlord over there, that Overlord will be safe for Black Knight for a little while. As, you know, both these players just getting their Overlords in position to kind of see anything coming across the map towards them. And there is that Bane in nest now on the way down here for Black Knight. Straight into the Metabolic Burst for Solia as well. He's actually pulled completely out of gas here, so his Bane in nest will be fairly delayed altogether. I mean, just no Bane in nest at all, and again, it's going to be like that for quite some time. So, it's going to be interesting, especially if Black Knight makes some Zerglings and tries to get aggressive here right at the start of this game. We have a bunch of minerals down here, of course, on this natural, which these drones are starting to mine from. So, I mean, both players have their natural expansions up. We're actually going to see a lair on the way here for Black Knight. So he's actually just going to continue with his tech. You know, he's not actually going to stick around and, you know, well, he's not actually going to all in. He's not going to be aggressive. He's not going to use that early Bane and Nest and his early speed for anything other than to maybe scout with a couple of lings. In fact, does he even have a couple of lings out? Okay, he's got 4. You know, he could maybe get a bit of a scout off here if he runs through this wall. If you know, if Solia's not paying attention, these lings get in the main, get a scout off. We actually see double Evolution Chamber and Roach Roar on here. So a speed opening, but then straight into Roaches, completely skipping the Bane and Nest. I mean, again, this is kind of how you would play if you'd opened up Gasless. I mean, the difference is he's going to have Zergling speed, so if he wants to, he can make a bunch of Zerglings, and with that bunch of Zerglings, he does have the possibility to try and deny this third base for as long as possible. I guess it does take out the kind of counter to Gasless, which is kind of taking the very fast third base. So, you know, it takes that out of the game while still going straight into them Roaches. So, yeah, let's see what's gonna happen here, as we do have the little drone heading over to the third. Spire comes on up here from Black Knight, and I guess kind of expected considering he went for such a quick lair. You know, considering he went straight into his lair, no banelings at all. He went straight into this, he took his 4 gases, so Spire is the choice of tech here. I mean, Lair's barely even halfway done, well, not even halfway done for Solia on his side of the map. A few Zerglings looking to do a little bit of damage, and they will actually find this 4th base, and, well, the Roaches will get over here, surely just in time to defend this. Just losing HP, but it will not be enough. And yeah, these Roaches over here in time. So third base on the way now for both players. Black Knight slightly ahead in this. Kind of surprised to see Solia not actually making use of not only his Evo Chambers, but the Zergling speed he invested in much earlier on. So that's a little bit of a surprise to me, at least. A few more Zerglings coming across the map here, and ooh, they actually do get to run by here. So this is a little interesting. This Queen in the main base is going to throw down an inject before it's inevitably going to die. The Roaches are going to get here pretty quickly, but some decent damage is going to be done before then. As quite a few drones are falling at the same time as Ling's hitting this third base, and Solia is actually being pulled left, right, and, well, not quite center, but to the left and to the right. And is he actually going to lose this base as well? I don't think so. These roaches here back just in time. 5 workers killed. Black Knight takes an 8 worker lead with it. Excuse me, I had to sneeze, bless me. And Black Knight, all of a sudden, he was moving in some banelings here, but then decided not to. But the great thing which he has done is he's bought himself so much time. The Mutalisks are now out on the map, and as the Mutas are out on the map right now, you can start attacking these roaches as they come across, you know. So instead of giving these roaches an opportunity to move across the map freely, get into his natural and do some damage before his Mutas come out, he has instead just bought himself some time, waited, and caused Solia to not really be able to do all as much with these roaches, you know, not give him as much time to do this damage. You can see, I mean, the majority of these roaches are already kind of going down before they even reach the base. Some Lings will tank and deny these roaches a little bit longer, and I'd be surprised if this did too much more. I'd be surprised if it actually got the hatchery, and you can see they're actually just going to try and trade against the Zerglings here. A couple of Mutas chasing down an Overlord right now. Looks there's not actually too much else going on, and everything is now cleaned up. Solia taking a lot of damage from this overall. I mean, he's just traded so inefficiently. He's achieved absolutely nothing. He's killed, you know, 3 workers or so, but behind this, Black Knight has just continued to make his drones. He's actually on a 16 worker lead right now. He continues to take out more roaches, which are just rallying across the map here. And Esos Gaming Solia looks to be in a little spot of trouble here in game number 1 of this best of 7 all kill by another Overlord. And the 100 supply Black Knight army will now begin to stretch across the map, at least in the air. Their Mutas coming straight across here. 10 more drones in production, and more Overlords just continuing to go down here. So Solia, he's going to have to worry about remaking Overlords very soon, which again isn't really what he wants to do, considering he's actually lost his third base during all of this. And yeah, I mean, he wants to be focusing on, you know, building up an army, catching up in some way, but he kind of can't. Now he's against a 3-base opponent. He's got Queens, he's got Hydras. I mean, he's kind of safe against the Mutalisks, but the tech switch already in progress for Black Knight. Double upgrades, roach speed as well. So he's going to go into his own roach army. And again, with 71 drones against 43, I mean, he's just going to have an economy to completely outlast that of his opponent. So, you know, it doesn't matter that he's only going to have pure roach. He's going to have a much, you know, many more units in the army. And with many more units in the army, that's all it takes to be able to overrun your opponent and, you know, to stop them ever really establishing this third base right here. Mutas are going all over the map, just looking as though they're spotting for Overlords. Coming back to group up once again here. So they're grouping up a little bit as they're actually now going to head eastwards. So these Mutas heading east once again and may try and come into this main base. There's not going to be too much they can do. I mean, the Spore Crawler spread is pretty well done. But I mean, the real problem is these roaches which are starting to build for Black Knight. The numbers are increasing. He's actually building 18 at a time right now. His 1-1's about to complete. And even going into centrifugal hooks, so he's going to try and play a kind of roach Baneling style. Of course, very effective against the Hydralisks, because if them Banelings can connect with these Hydras don't last 2 seconds. I mean, they're almost as vulnerable to Marines, as vulnerable as Marines to Banelings. So these Hydras will just be, you know, gone in an instant if Banelings can connect with them. So, you know, Black Knight, he's looking to end this game pretty soon. I doubt he'll even go into 2-2. I reckon he'll just maybe push with his 1-1 or something like that. He only has a few Lings out right now, so it's going to be a little while before he can actually get Banelings up. Mutas are flying around. They've actually caught another Overlord. So, I was saying before, you know, that you know, the Spore Crawler spread was good, but still, Overlord's being found a little bit out of position here and there, and that's just more damage being taken by Solia, who's now on 128 out of 134, while Black Knight hits that max out, 198 out of 200, one more unit, and boom, there he is. A few Zerglings now on the way out as well, so getting ready most likely to, you know, just to build up this Baneling count. And Black Knight, I mean, he's building up a bank behind this. He's established his 4th base already, beginning a little bit of gas mining here. He's only just got this up, so I mean, a lot more still to come from this as roaches rally across the map. Whether as Zerglings, we may not even use that many Banelings. In fact, he still doesn't have any Zerglings really. He moves in a couple of Banelings. There we go. So 4 Banelings now on the way. He's got 4 more Lings. He's got 6 Banelings on the way altogether and 4 more Lings. So it's not really a scary number of Banelings. But honestly, at this point, it might not even matter. He doesn't even need to trade that well, considering his bank here. And he's just going to go into 2-2 now. He's going to go into his infestation pit as well. And it looks as though he's just getting ready to come from 2 different angles on to, well, up this ramp. and try and enclose on this army as fast as he can from either side. Some units actually splitting off to come towards the third base as well. So is this all going to work out? A changing scouts ahead. Is now the moment for Black Knight? Yes, it is. And here we go from 3 directions. How well will he fare here? Well, I get the feeling it's going to be pretty well. These Balins connecting to the top side. At the same time, though, the southern side is just completely lost for Solia. There's no way he can hold on. Roaches fall, and some Hydras are going to be falling as well. And Black Knight continues to just march on forward. These Roaches and Hydras will continue to fall. GG called. And game number 1 goes the way of Inferi Esports Club. And a pretty convincing game altogether there from Black Knight. You know, no real, surprises, I would say, considering, just how the game went. There wasn't anything where you said, whoa, what's he doing? You know, what is this going to be? It was never really like that at all. So it was a pretty standard game, if I do say so. If I do say so myself, I guess. So, what next? Hopefully, in a few moments' time, we will have game number 2. Until then, I do need to just take a quick commercial break, guys, because I do need to just check what is going on and make sure that all the other teams are currently okay, having fun, having a good time. And, yeah, I hope you guys are definitely ready for game number 2. That'll be coming up in a few moments' time. And, again, just after this commercial break, which will begin right now. So guys, stay tuned, we'll be right back. Enjoy the music and enjoy the ads if you decide not to use that block, which we do thank you for. Alright guys, welcome back here to SC2 Improved Team League Season 3 Open Qualifier. How excited are you all? Well, I'm very excited actually. So it's always great to get the next season of the league underway. We've actually already had the invite only qualifier, which is we've actually already had the invite-only qualifier. We didn't actually stream any of that because it was in the playoffs of the last season, actually. So we've already had a few teams go through from there. If you want to see a full list, you can check out the Wikipedia of teams already in the first division. In fact, why don't we actually have a quick peek right now? So this is the division which, this game, we're going into ZVP next, so we're not rushing to get in because, ZVP, nothing ever happens in the first 10 minutes or whatever. Anyway, so let's very quickly look at the teams already qualified for the first division. We've got 4 teams to still join these guys. Mind Sanity, Startail, AT Gaming, last season's victors, ESC Icybox, Vega Squadron, last season's runners-up, Cascade, season 1 runners-up, Carnage Esports, Punchline, Nerd Blanche, Team MIA, RUW, Team Darkstar, Gravity, Derava Capsa, Team Alternate, Against All Authority, EC Visualize, Alloy Esports, Team Mistral, and Followers of Extermination. And of course, 4 more teams to complete this here, which will be decided through the open qualifier, which we're watching right now. So, let's get into the second game. This is a round of 32 match again, top 4 qualify. So these teams, they have to win 3 Clan Wars in a row to move through into the first division for Season 3. In the lower right hand corner from Esos Gaming, it's Maculator, the teal Protoss player. And in the upper left hand corner, it's the purple Zerg player from Inferi Esports Club. It's Black Knight taking the first game of this best of 7 for his team. And just double checking something in Skype just there. I mean, it's a very busy day here, of course, guys. We've got 20 teams all participating. We don't have an admin. I do all of this myself. So I do just have to sometimes just check Skype, make sure teams are okay, make sure no one's having any issues and stuff like that. So, if I do go quiet, it's probably because some team has died and I need to revive. Okay, maybe not quite that serious, but it shouldn't be that bad. I mean, all the teams are starting to play right now, so, there shouldn't be too many issues. It was a little bit of a delay at the start, as you guys might have been able to tell, hence the starting about 20 minutes late. But, hey, what can you do? Amazing, we actually have, I cannot believe right now, we have 60 plus viewers on the stream. I mean, when IEM is on, I expect to get like 10, 20 viewers if I'm lucky. And 60 viewers already is just absolutely insane. So guys, thank you very much for your support and tuning in. And I mean, these teams definitely appreciate it as well, because I mean, some of these teams will be teams we may not see all too much of on the mainstream throughout the season, especially if they don't make the first division. It's very hard for us to cover all the teams and all the divisions all of the time. So I'm sure these teams will appreciate their chance of glory and their chance of fame right now. and their chance to get a little bit of exposure on the stream. So this is an all-Spanish affair right now between Esos Gaming and Inferi Esports Club. An extractor coming down here, double extractor coming down here for our Zerg player who opened 3 hatchery before pool, so he opened a very risky build, going up against a gateway expand. And that Nexus is just about to finish, and already a Stargate on the way down from Maculator. So, I mean, generally, he will want to, from this, play some kind of macro game. It's very rare we see any kind of all-in coming out of a Stargate opening. So, you know, we'll see exactly what's going to happen here very, very soon, as Maculator will just go into most likely Phoenix production. I guess it could be an Oracle to start things off. In fact, the way this is rallied would maybe suggest Oracle more than anything else, because, you know, with Phoenix you generally want to check around your base more and, you know, hunt down these initial overlords to stop scouting. Whereas with an Oracle, of course, you want to go straight to your opponent's base. This Overlord may get killed off, and if this Overlord goes down, this means that this Oracle is not going to be scouted at all. It's still going to be quite close. This Stalker's going to get one more shot off here and going to have to go around the other side. This looks as though this Overlord will die, especially just before the Oracle gets in. And that is the most important bit. So this Stalker's still running around. Finally gets back here. Here's this Oracle, so let's follow this across the map and see what it's going to do. We have a few Roaches actually already on the way from Black Knight, so he's playing very defensively here in case anything comes towards him, but I don't think he's prepared for an Oracle at all. Well, he does actually now have Spore Crawlers on the way. So, Spore Crawlers on the way right now. And this should be pretty good against this Oracle. I mean, the Oracle can still commit forward and get a couple of kills. Oh, a little bit of miscontrol here. Oh, just getting away on 1 HP. Messed up his control a little bit. Only gets 1 worker. Could have at least had 2, but very lucky to have the you know, very lucky to have the Oracle at all after that. So, very fortunate there from Maculator again. Very, very lucky, as the probe is actually found to the right-hand side of this map. This looks as though this pylon is going to get taken down here pretty quickly. Probe falls. Already a pylon over here, though. Some Stalkers are going to come in. We've got a ton of gateways on the way up. This is going to be 7 in total, so this is just going to be a straight-up 7 gate. Here's me saying, that you don't see an all-in off of a Stargate, but I guess it's a little bit more common nowadays, considering you can open Oracle, and it doesn't necessarily mean that Phoenix opening. And I mean, will this work? Because you've got to think, Black Knight kind of already knows this is coming. He's seen units coming out. He's a little bit supply blocked right now, which is a little bit troublesome for him. He's got a couple of Spine Crawlers on the way. The fortunate thing for him is that this Oracle did not do all too much damage. And it looks as though, well, yeah, it looks as though some of these creep tumors will be going down here, pushing forward. These Spine Crawlers aren't quite ready just yet, and I mean, right now we need Black Knight to have some units, and he needs them right now, but he's only got 3 Roaches out. This supply block has been so detrimental to him, and these Stalkers on this from this 7 gate are going to cause quite an issue for him. This 1 Spine Crawler remains on only 50 health. That's not going to be too useful as 4 more Stalkers warp in, and Maculator might just do this right here, right now. 20 Lings and 7 Roaches on the way. Do we even have Ling speed? Yes, we do. There's a lot more Roaches coming in. Is it going to be enough though? Time Warp coming down to help the control against these Roaches. A couple more drones falling. Very smartly, Black Knight just buys time. He falls back and just waits a little bit longer. Some Zealots coming in to add a little bit of tankiness to the army. Here come the Zerglings. They need to get onto these Stalkers ASAP. The Stalkers are the real threat here. You know, once the Stalkers are down, these Roaches can kite for days against the Zealots. Oh, so many of these Stalkers on low HP, but it's not quite enough. Black Knight needs a little bit more. 18 more Lings, 3 more Roaches on the way out. He might just have to give up his 3rd base, which isn't all too bad right now. You know, I mean, you know, Maculator doesn't have that much tech behind this, so killing the 3rd base isn't necessarily the end of the world. He's actually still up 7 workers. Trying to pick off that probe there, doesn't quite achieve it. These Lings looking as though they may come from a different angle. Okay, they're just kind of trying to come back home. Some Hydras on the way too. Hydras could be very useful here as well. Now, they're not going to be that great in terms of just on their own, but the DPS they can put out is going to be huge, especially if they have some units in front of them to tank for them. So let's see if that's going to be the case here. As their Stalkers are coming forward, here comes the rest of the army. The Hydras are here. Is it going to be enough? 5 more Hydras still in production. You can see the Berserk player just wants to buy as much time as he can. He's trying to just waste as many force fields as possible. 5 Hydras about to pop out. Is it going to be enough? A force field on the ramp, but that's the last force field here, as Zealots are already going down behind the mineral line. Stalkers doing whatever they can from the front. Mothership Core does now fall as well. Hydras still kind of standing strong in the back, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think Maculator is going to be able to take this this map, because he's continuing to push forward here. There's the GG, and it is going to be Maculator to even things up 1-1 right now. Wow, 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 wow. Just like that. Just like that, the series is all evened up, guys. And, well, no messing around just there. Oops, excuse me, wrong button. No messing around there at all, as Esos Gaming even up this series against their Spanish opponents here. Again in this all Spanish face-off. GG for game number 2. And I guess game number 3 will be on the way here very soon. So, guys, we're once again going to hit that quick commercial break. But when we come back, it will be game number 3 from SC2ITL Season 3 First Division Open Qualifier. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. And if you are enjoying the show and you haven't followed us already in previous broadcasts, then do make sure to hit that follow button today if you're enjoying the show. I mean, there's a whole season of SC2 Improved Team League to come ahead. Still to come. So why wouldn't you hit follow and check us out again if we go live in the future. Guys, we'll be right back here with game number 3 as soon as it's... Apologies, guys, for the slightly extended break. We're getting ready to go into game number 3 now. We've gone from ZVZ to ZVP, and now we've ended up in PvP as it's tied 1-1. We're going into game number 3. It's merry-go-round for our map between this all-Spanish face-off between Esos Gaming and Inferi Esports Club. And we're getting all set to go into this next game right now. We are in this lobby. They're actually asking me if I'm ready, which is very nice of them. And we are all set to go. So guys, game number 3 now on the way between Esos Gaming and Inferi Esports Club. We had someone in the chat. We had someone in the chat asking, is APSC2 going to be streamed here? I do believe APSC2 are waiting with their match against Spectre so that we can stream them after this series. I do believe, guys, so hopefully that will happen as I try and set up the scoreboard. I'm managing to fail so far. Okay, so it looks as though we are now, in fact, good to go, though. So yeah, let's get into this game and introduce our 2 players in the upper left-hand corner. Coming in as the new player from Inferi Esports Club after they lost game number 2 is going to be Illusion Clock in the upper left-hand corner, the purple Protoss player. Inferi Esports Club have taken part in previous seasons of the SC2 Improved Team League. They used to be known as Wolves Esports Club, so they used to be known as Wolves, now they're known as Inferi. And yeah, their opponents today are Esos Gaming. Maculator, their current player, out right now at the teal Protoss player. He is spawning in the 6 o'clock position. We'll see what is going to go on here. So I just had a excuse me, someone just PM'd me. I just need to make sure that's not important. Okay. It's not important, so it's okay. We're all set. Okay, we're all set, we're all set, we're all set. Who do I think there will be the 4 potential teams to qualify? Well, I mean, it's kind of tough. I'm actually going to be cheeky here and just bring up the brackets on my screen. So in the top half of in the top quarter bracket, we've got NON Esports, Skillforge, Noob Gaming Pro, Team Minchin, New Era Gaming, LDLC, Seed, Mouse Control. Oh no, I'm being silly. It's just NON Esports, Skillforge, New Era Gaming, Team Minchin, and NGG Pro. So I think from them, probably we're going to see either Skillforge or New Era Gaming. I think Skillforge can definitely put up a good fight, but New Era Gaming have like Slivko on their team, and he's pretty good, of course. So that's definitely something to watch out for. I think New Era Gaming. LDLC versus Seed and MCon versus KLG is the other quarter of the bracket. I think KLG have been scary throughout SC2ITL America in Season 2 of the SC2 Improved Team League. I think LDLC could maybe, you know, they've got a couple strong players. They could maybe take some maps. I think Seed will be the real scary thing against KLG, and it's going to be a lot of ZVZs, so it's going to be very interesting that little group of teams here. As we do have a second gateway on the way, by the way, from Maculator. He had a slightly slower Cybernetics core, and a slightly faster Cybernetics core for Illusion Clock to allow himself to get his Stargate up. The next set of teams is London Conspiracy, eSubus, Team Spectre, and APSC2 E-Star. I think APSC2 E-Star will probably come out of that bracket. I think London Conspiracy may take a couple maps off eSuber, but eSuber will come through, but then I think the Spanish team will prevail overall. And the final set of teams, no Team Extreme Supremacy, Esos and Inferi, and Red Bloods. I think Red Bloods are actually probably the most convincing team there altogether. Because quite simply, their lineups just, you know, every single play on their lineup is completely scary. So I wouldn't like to be playing against Red Bloods if I was them. So they're my picks, kind of. As we jump back into this game, we've actually got an Oracle on the way out here being Chrono Boost with 2 more gateways added on as well. So I mean, 3 gate Stargate, it's a pretty aggressive style of play from Illusion Clock as this probe does actually begin to come out onto the map. If you can get this probe over here and set up another pylon, I mean, he's already got this first pylon to begin warping in with. So you should be able to get another pylon up without too much of an issue. A Stalker coming across from right now. Oh, this is actually going to be spotted here. Maculator is going to come in with this Stalker. He's going to spot the Stargate. The Oracle's already going to be on the way out and across, so I guess it's not too bad. He's got 2 Stalkers at home already. He's actually starting a 3rd and 4th Stalker with this with this 2 gateways he got very early on. He's going to go straight into Twilight Council too, which is of course great. I mean, Twilight's the best way to counter a Stargate because you've got so many options, and of course the main one being Blink, so you can just chase down the the flying units as best as you can. This Oracle will go in, get 4 kills. Oh, he's going to get caught on the way out, surely. Yes, it does. Wow. The Oracle going down here in Illusion Clock. I mean, that's actually a lot of his early kind of investment. He's now going to start warping in Stalkers, but he's actually outnumbered here in this initial fight, and this isn't good for him at all. He has to retreat back home, but he's already maybe losing 1 more Stalker. I think Maculator could chase this if he wanted to. I guess there's another pylon there for more warp-ins. Warp gate is now finished, so we should see these warp gates coming in. Maculator just backing off, realizing he just needs to be the defender here. He's investing in Blink, so as time goes on, he will gain himself an advantage just by waiting for that upgrade to finish. So that's what he's going to do, just fall back. He has Photon Overcharge to buy him a lot of time. Should be plenty of time to allow Blink to finish before really taking any damage here. These Stalkers coming forward, and some free damage being done already. There's the Photon Overcharge, and well, he's actually going to get a single Stalker. Oh, is he going to chase for another? Okay, he doesn't get the return kill on that Stalker, so wow, 1 HP. We've seen a couple of units already today being left alive on 1 HP, just escaping kind of the grips of death. And, well, more Stalkers. Another Zealot being warped in here as well. The first Zealot, actually, of this game being warped in. We'll see if that can make any kind of difference here. The 3rd gate was still on the way up. I mean, once Blink comes in, it just makes such a difference here. Maculator can afford to pull probes a little bit. He's ahead in the work account. His own 3rd gateway about to finish up, and that will make a big, big difference as well. Oh, wow, he's actually warping in Zealots to counterattack now. This is kind of risky, right? Because his Photon Overcharge is about to expire. He doesn't have another one for 30 seconds. And he basically has to survive this attack right now. He is going to force warp-ins at home with these Zealots. He's going to shut down the economy of his opponent. He has to pull probes. I think he knows he has to pull probes. And he's not being silly about this. He pulls his probes immediately, but he needs a couple more than what he has actually pulled already. I mean, these Zealots are going to town on these probes over here. A couple of Zealots now warped in, but it looks as though Illusion Clock may just have a little bit too much here. In this main base, the Mothership core goes down, so no further Photon Overcharge. This army is pushed back. I mean, Blink's still about to finish, so Maculator may still have an opportunity to do something. Well, I think actually Maculator may have won this game because he's still doing good in terms of, he's killed off so many of these probes. He's actually going to get another one with this probe here. The Hero Probe turns around, gets the kill, and will now pay for that with his life. It looks as though Illusion Clock wants to keep on committing, but guess what? There's Blink ready, and I'm actually really surprised he doesn't commit forward here. Now he actually will begin to. He starts to blink up the ramp. Force Field will come down to try and block this off, but he can blink forward and chase this if he would like to as well. And that's definitely a possibility. He's not doing it just yet. A couple more Zealots warping in, and Maculator not taking the best of fights just there. And he's actually sitting 10 workers ahead, Maculator, over his opponent right now. So, I mean, in time, he will outproduce his opponent. He will out-micro him as well, because he's got that Blink upgrade, which Illusion Clock does not. And this PvP seems to be going one way and one way only, and that is in favour of Maculator right now. Illusion Clock going to back on out of this natural expansion. Going to get out of there. I'm not going to stick around too much longer, and I think that's the very smart thing to do, as there's more Zealots in this natural one, in this main base again here. There's going to be another couple of probes killed off, and he's just going to get one more. So that's Zealot with just, I didn't actually see how many kills, but a few more kills. I mean, there's a bunch of workers gone down overall, 12 to 8. Well, it's not as bad as I thought. Illusion Clock has evened out a fair amount, but Maculator still stands 9 workers ahead. And, I don't know what he's actually so scared for. I mean, he's got Blink. He is the player who can, really kind of force the fights and take the fights where he wants to take them. Now, with another warp in, he's going to have the bravery to move down the ramp. He's going to start cleaning out pylons, and this is actually a problem for Illusion Clock as well. I mean, he's going to have to spend a lot of his money remaking pylons, at least 2 more, so that's 200 minerals, which are going to go into structures and not kind of fighting army units, when he's very likely going to need them in the very near future, as Maculator is probably going to be moving across the map very soon. He finds a probe here, he'll pick that off as well. He'll be able to shut down this Stargate to the top. Well, he's just leaving sending a single Stalker over there to deal with that for now. He should. Ooh, is he going to miss this pylon? By the skin of his teeth? Yes, he is. So, Illusion Clock is, supply blocked for a little while here. And Maculator Supply block too, actually. Supply block just through his own mistake. Pylon's continuing to fall here on either side of Rover Facility now on the way, and Maculator on the offensive. He's coming towards his opponent's base. That blink upgrade is going to make such a difference. Will he be able to jump up here? I mean, these Zealots are very dangerous, because if you blink up here, you're blinking into the melee range of the Zealots, of course. Will we see that come down? We actually see a Zealot warped in to deal with this Stalker, but the pylon just goes down. And now actually we see Stalkers already begin to just fight here. Forces the force field. And now we'll just back off, wait for more reinforcements. He's in no rush at all to truly deal with this, as robo facilities are coming up on either side. 3 more Stalkers warping in. And again, what is it going to be? Is it going to just blink up here? I think maybe his opportunity. There we go. He realizes he just has too much. And Maculator is going to just take down absolutely everything. Going to start kiting away from the Zealots. He doesn't even really need to. G is called by Illusion Clock. Now it's game number 3 in favor of Esos Gaming here. As I forget to update the scoreboard for just a second, so excuse me. So game number 3 goes the way of Esos Gaming, and Maculator takes 2 in a row to take his team to a 2-1 advantage right now. There we go. To take his team to a 2-1 advantage right now. So pretty great stuff so far. Yeah, we're going to wait for game number 4 here. How is everyone in the chat doing? Hope you're all doing well. Yeah, I mean, how's everyone doing? We're going to get into game 4 as soon as we can. We're going to take a quick commercial break again, but, you know, how's everyone doing in the chat? Do let us know what's going on, who you guys are supporting again today. Let me know which teams you want to see on stream, and we can maybe sort that out for you as the day goes on as well. So again, do let us know what's happening, and we'll be going into game 4 after this quick commercial break, guys. If in the break, if you're a little bit bored, you can check out our website, SC2Improve.net. We've got a couple of articles up there about the SC2Improve Team League, so do go give that a look around and, you know, entertain yourselves during these couple of minutes where we're getting the next game set up and ready to go. Esos Gaming with the opportunity to take themselves onto match point. Guys, don't go to be the course of action today, as we're going to see our second one of this series. And it's going to be Inferi Esports Club Lulzbor coming out next, going up against Maculator, who's on a 2-kill streak for his team Esos Gaming. Can he make the magic happen? I mean, he's halfway to his all-kill right now, as we have a quick pause actually in the game, so going to be a couple more moments before we get in here and truly get started. So be just a little while getting all of this set up and ready to go. So again, how is everyone doing here today? I'm Woody. This is the SC2Improve Team League Open Qualifier. Some matches going on right now. Team Minchin versus NG Pro in the round of 32. In this match, Esos Gaming against Inferi Esports Club in the round of 32. The other round of 32 match, Mouse Control taking down World is War Gaming 4-0. So a very quick victory for them there. So round of 16 continues to get set up. We'll talk a little bit more about that next time we need something to talk about, though, because right now we're back in game and ready to go. In the lower left hand corner, the yellow Protoss player from Inferi Esports Club. It's Lulzbor down in the lower left hand corner. In the upper left hand corner, in the lower left hand corner, right? That's what I said. I think I said, because in the upper left hand corner it is the blue Protoss player from Esos Gaming. It's Maculator. And yeah, we'll see what these guys are going to get up to. So I guess we got a little bit of a slow start here. Just a couple of gases coming down, no proxies or anything like that. Probes are actually chasing each other down to this bottom right hand side of the map. Just a little bit entertaining. But we've got a couple of minutes to go. I'm going to ask you guys, you know, we got a subscriber button the other day on the stream. We've had it for about a week now, actually. And I still don't know what to make the subscribe icons. You know, we've got the subscriber chat badge, it's the SC2I logo. But I don't know what to make the subscriber emoticons. So if anyone has any ideas for good subscriber emoticons, I'd love to hear them, because I'm completely lost as to what we should set them as. What we should, you know, what we should just put them as. I've got no idea. I mean, everyone says just pull a stupid face and, you know, crop it down. And I'm like, well, who actually wants to have an emoticon of me doing a stupid face? And even if we do one of them, there's actually 2 that we need to do. So, you know, we get 2. So 2 whole emoticons. So, yeah, kind of interesting. I still have no idea what I'm going to do with them. Any suggestions are very, very welcome. As we are now getting into this game. We've got a second gateway actually on the way up once again here from Maculator. So the exact same opening as he went for in that last game. This time his opponent is not proxy stargating him. As, wow, I mean, Lulzbo taking a long time to find his opponent here. It'll be the last place he checks. Maculator already finding his opponent down here in the lower left. Have I? Control Shift C, that's it. I hid their clan tags. What a mistake. So yeah, that's what I was trying to find out. I was trying to find out where the clan tags were. Lulzbo is once again from Inferi Esports. They're going to go for a Stargate play here in a PvP. So kind of a similar opening to last game. The Stargate isn't quite as isn't proxied out on the map, but that being said, it's in pretty close air spawns anyways. Freestalk is just staying in the main base. Maculator is not taking any risks at all. He does go into a robo facility straight away here this time though. So he's going to play this out a little bit differently now. Some people would say robo facility just loses to the Stargate. It's a little bit of a, the Stargate is kind of the build order advantage. You can go into Phoenix, you can lift up the, any early immortals which have been used for defense. Void Rays are very good early on as well against, the lack of things which shoot upwards, the lack of blink, etc, etc. But shouldn't come down to too much here unless Lulzbo really throws on the aggression, which I don't think he's going to do because he's actually got an expansion on the way down. It's actually spotted out by Maculator. He's moving down to his own natural expansion right now, leaving his main base completely open to the incoming Oracle. Freestalk is heading across the map. He's going to expand here himself, so we're going to see a little bit of a longer game. But this Oracle on the way forward. Now, Photon Overcharge will be able to put this, turn this around. 2 sentries coming out here as well. It's going to be the Observer first out of the Robo facility, but that doesn't matter right now because what matters is what can shoot up and what can't. Photon Overcharge popped immediately. And this Oracle actually just gets out of there, taking mostly only shield damage, a little bit of damage on the actual HP of it. Freestalk is coming forward, and they will try and do a little bit here, but Photon Overcharge is going to be ready. So both sides of this game just going to be trading Photon Overcharges for now. And that Stalker gets out there with actually only health damage being done to it. So altogether, not too much really done. No workers actually killed. In fact, one worker killed by Maculator. He got one worker with this little group of stalkers here. As his Oracle's going to turn around and try and head back up northwards and see if he can find a way to do a little bit more damage here in this game. It might get cut off a little bit though, and these stalkers are going to get 1, 2, 3 shots off on it. So down to half HP once the shields have gone now. And will it be able to survive any longer here? 50 health. It will be looking for whatever he can find, but doesn't find the probe at the natural, and actually isn't too keen on sticking around. It would seem. The Robo facility on the way back up up here, back at home for Lulzbo. And wow, this Oracle now having to fly out. Oh, he's going to get caught by stalkers. It's going to go down, and Lulzbo not choosing the best direction to escape there. As the Oracle does fall. Twilight Council's just finished up here for Maculator. Now that should have been spotted by this Oracle. No, it wasn't. So close, but not quite. And we're actually going to see a Templar Archives coming in here next. Lulzbo making a single Phoenix would seem as though this is most likely just a scout more than anything. It wouldn't. To me, it doesn't make sense to start making Phoenix at this part of the game. Whatever. In any given kind of situation. So it would make sense if this single Phoenix is just a scout, and he will be able to spot a Templar Archives. That being said, this Phoenix not heading out on the map just yet. It is spotted by a hallucinated Phoenix. He actually goes into a second Phoenix here, so very interesting. Maybe he's building up to do some kind of attack where he's gonna lift up the Immortals. Definitely a possibility, as a Forge is on the way down for Lulzbo as well. But I mean, so it looks as though he's playing for the longer game. He's now investing in the Phoenixes. Charge and +1 already on the way for Maculator. Templar Archives out, so he's going to be able to play Zealot Archon here in the mid game. A really kind of strange set of openings now as we see Immortals coming out for Lulzbo. Again, what are the Phoenix going to be for? I mean, a few of them are going to be nice. They're going to be able to take down some workers, and if he takes care of them, he's going to be able to babysit them and continue to take down workers throughout the entirety of the game. But, I mean, I guess he's maybe just, again, planning to lift Immortals when he's going for 2 base plus with 2 base plus. Wow, I cannot speak. 2 base push with +1. Maybe not though. I mean, there's a Robobane Twilight Council for himself on the way. These Phoenix now revealed, definitely real now. They're going to pick up the probe on the towers. They're taking away a bit of map control already here. Maculator though, his charge is about to finish. His +1 is about to finish. If he wants to actually go for a fight, now could be a good time to do it, but he's actually just going to build towards a third base. So he's going to lose his probe, which is trying to come over here and build this. So a little bit annoying, delayed a little bit for Templar. Could throw down some, well, could definitely throw down some feedbacks here. Mothership Core under fire. He's Phoenixing a fair amount of damage. Will now retreat out of that base as well. I'm just not making, honestly, head nor tail of what's really going on here in this game, I don't think. I mean, it's very it's very strange to me, in all honesty, as we have a couple more gateways on the way down from Lulzbor. And he's going in a fairly standard composition, I suppose. I mean, he's just going into Colossi. The Phoenix didn't really make too much sense to me. He's not really done anything with them. He's not building to do anything with them. He's not really killed off any workers. I mean, he's denied the third base by about an extra minute. I'm not sure if they were a worthwhile investment. He's he's got a couple worker lead, and again, he's killed 2 workers, so that's why he's got a little bit of a worker lead right now. I mean, if Maculator was actually making workers, he'd catch up on that straight away. This Phoenix coming into the main base once again. So I guess now we're going to finally see them doing a little bit more damage here. Going to start lifting some probes. And, well, okay, so this is some good damage now. He's taken down a few more workers. He's actually now holds an 8 worker lead. So the problem is, though, I mean, Maculator is just building up to a huge attack here. He's building on 5 extra gateways. He's gone up to 9 gateways in total. And with 9 gateways, 10 gateways even, you know, it's scary. He's going to have a scary amount of warpins. He's still got a bunch of Templar, not even Archons yet. What does his opponent have? I mean, a single Colossi. This wall at the natural is going to be very useful in terms of just denying, funneling units through into the splash damage of the Colossi. So, Lulzbor definitely not kind of out of this at all. These Phoenix have been back in, trying to do a little bit more. 12 workers killed in total. As 2 Templar are... I assume he wants to keep at least one Templar for a little while so that he can feed back the Mothership Core. Try and go ahead with that and try and feed back the Mothership Core. Shut down any Time Warp, shut down any defensive photon overcharge. He's actually just going to start coming up the ramp right now, so I mean, now's the time to drop that Time Warp. He is going to get that down here. We don't see any feedbacks coming down there. We have it, so feedback comes down. These Colossi, they're going to do a lot of damage. The Zealots are not here really for Maculator. They were busy hitting on that base, and that's definitely not a good thing. A couple of force fields coming down. Of course, the Archons can blast through this. This choke point now being used to, as much effect as possible. It looks as though there's just a couple more Zealots here for Maculator, and that will help him push through for a little while. But he's having trouble really taking down the Colossi, and, well, Lulzbor actually just needs a warpin right now to be able to keep these Colossi alive. If he can keep the Colossi alive a little bit longer, he's going to be fine, because he's got a 3rd Colossi popping. And, well, Maculator is going to turn around. He's going to make sure he can secure the kill on this third base. His third base back at home, ready to be used if necessary. As a few more Zealots come out here, 3 Colossi are getting to the numbers where you can just start to really just shove through, the very few Zealots which Lulzbor, you get to the point where Zealots are going to get melted, but is there enough? I don't know. Maculator continuing to come forward here, and he's going to try and take down as much as he can. These Zealots coming forward as well. He's chasing, but he's taking a lot of damage in the meanwhile. However, there's just so many Zealots for Maculator. He continues to come forward here. This Colossi under attack, so all but one Colossi now falls. Another Colossi is very close to being finished in production. These Archons kind of going it alone, though. The Zealots are going to come into the natural. These Archons, and with these Zealots warping in, are not going to be able to kill off this Colossi. So actually, all of a sudden, Maculator has thrown away a lot of his army. Now he's got a lot of Zealots left, which aren't going to be able to do anything on their own. They need to kind of get out of there and wait for reinforcements to come in once again. Here come more Zealots. What's he going for? Is he just going for the base? I think he'd be better off using that charge to try and take down another Colossus. And there he does take one down, so not getting something at least for these units, but now having to starting to back off. And he's going into immortal production back at home. And, well, this game, it has not been ended by this big push from our Blue Protoss player. I think he had a lot of opportunities, but his control throughout the fights was not so great. I mean, initially over here, we had Zealots hitting the 3rd base when the rest of the armies were moving forwards. Then he was chasing down Colossi without any Zealots to tank for him, and he's thrown away a lot more than he really needed to. As Lulzbor now getting a Templar Archives on the way. I mean, he doesn't have a 3rd base, no, but he's going to be able to establish that pretty quickly here. I mean, he's still kind of managing quite happily with the number of probes he has, so he's not really in that bad of a spot if he starts up his 3rd base now. It looks like he may try and counterattack here with 3 Colossi, a couple of Archons, because his Templar Archives has just finished. I mean, if he counterattacked right now, in fact, Maculator would be in a lot of trouble, I would say. +3 coming up for both players right now. The upgrades have stayed very even throughout. Maculator with a 12 worker advantage. But will he be alive long enough to let that come to fruition? I mean, right now, Lulzbor is giving him the time. He's not rushing forward. He's, he's just waiting. And now he comes forward. He looks as though he's just going to take his third base. I can't help but feel it's just a little bit of a mistake from him. I mean, what's the resources lost out? It's fairly even. Lulzbor's actually lost a little bit more. He did have an economic advantage for quite a bit of this game, considering he had them Phoenix out and, picking off workers. So he did have a worker lead. I think Maculator is probably going to be okay if he's given too much time. That being said, though, the Colossi continue to come out, and in general, a Colossus-based army is much stronger than any other army, because the Colossi are just kind of the critical units here in PvP. Maculator, the best way to deal with these Colossi would be for him to drop a Fleet Beacon right now, a couple of Stargates as well, and just start pushing out some Tempests to be able to shoot these down. He's going into a Dark Shrine at the moment, so he will be able to get some DTs out. There's not an Observer on the map, so that could be pretty huge. There's no cannons either, so DTs could actually be really critical in any kind of fight right now. And I mean, if DTs actually come in towards this army, if there's enough of them, they could actually take down the Colossi before any detection gets there. We see an Observer now on the way, though, so it looks as though it's not going to be as much of an issue as I was making it out to be, as the Immortal Archon army continues to build up here from Maculator. A single Zealot coming through to the middle of the map, met by a Zealot on the Watchtower, and both these guys are going to go at each other. It looks as though it will just be Maculator's Zealot who wins this fight on 1 HP. If that Probe had turned around to fight, he would have been able to do it, but it just wasn't enough. And Lulzbor actually starting to move forward here. Fourth base has been established for Maculator. Will Lulzbor shut this down now? His +3 is finished, so I mean, this is clearly what he's been waiting for, this +3 attack. So he has the best opportunity to come in and do damage. The army fairly split up from Maculator. He's going to try and come in from 2 different angles, but he doesn't want to lose a couple of Archons for free before this fight even begins. Truly, these Colossi are going to add so much to this, but here come the Immortals. They can take them down very quickly. Is there enough Zealots to tank and enough Archons to take down the Zealots of his opponent? Maculator's army is falling quite drastically. These Colossi just seem to be too much, and Lulzbor looking as though he's just going to smash on through this. Chi-Chi's called actually quite quickly after that fight. And just like that, the series is once again evened up here, as Inferi Club take down Esos Gaming in game number 4 and put themselves back level in this best of 7 all-kill match between these two teams. So game 5 will be the next one up. Be interesting to see who Esos Gaming send out next. We'll be keeping an eye out on that, and once that game is ready, guys, we'll be going straight on into it. Thank you for tuning in. It looks as though all the other teams are still continuing to play their first matches, or waiting to start their first matches in the round of 16. So, a lot more action yet to come here today, and we'll keep you guys updated as the day goes on. So thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll be back here in about 3 minutes' time with game number 5 between Esos Gaming and Inferi Esports Club. Very quickly, I'd like to say thank you to anyone who's already hit the follow button here today on the stream. Pedro164MB has hit the follow button. McRiggins Gamers hit the follow button as well. So thank you guys for your support on the stream, and again, following us, guys, is the best way to keep up to date with Destiny to Improve tournaments and seeing when we're going live. So we'll be back in a few minutes' time. Don't go too far, and game 5 will be. Welcome back, guys. We're going to go straight into game number 5 right now between Esos Gaming and Inferi Club. We're going to jump straight on into this, as we're already a couple of minutes into the game. Kamip here is opening with a Reaper Expand. He's the new player out from Esos Gaming. The yellow Terran player in the lower left-hand corner of Nimbus. Scouting right now and looking as though he may be setting up a proxy on the 9 o'clock position. There's our red Protoss player in the lower right from Inferi Esports Club. It's Lulzbor. So, what is going to happen in this game? It's a PvT, something we've not actually seen yet today. A lot of Protoss players today, actually. We've only had one game without a Protoss player so far. A couple of PvPs now turns into a PvT. And the winner of this map, a very important map, because the winner of this map takes their team onto match point and will advance them into the round of 16, where they can play against Red Bloods. So, a big opportunity here for either of these teams, as this Reaper's actually going to spot this pylon up here. Is he going to get the probe before it builds anything? Yes, he is. Wow, absolutely shut down. And Lulzbor is just going to have to build a Stargate back at home right now. So this is a bit of a shame. I mean, a very early pylon to lose for, I mean, almost no reason really. This Reaper now thinking, right, I need to kind of head out on the map and actually scout what you're doing, because if you're not going to build it here, you're obviously going to build it elsewhere. So you can see right now this Reaper is just on the way over to try and find out whatever he can. He's going to jump up into his main base and again just look around, see what he can see, and again do whatever he can do. So this Reaper on the way in, and we'll just run around the back here, and we'll actually spot that Stargate pretty quickly. So Reaper sees the Stargate, going to leave now an SCV, a single SCV on this pylon, going to try and take that down. The Reaper can probably quite safely go over here and start taking this down. He's seen the Stargate, there's not much else for him to see. And I have to assume Luswell, okay, he's actually not going to make anything at all here. He's going to go straight into the robotics facility. Now, Kamip, he's going a fairly interesting style here. You know, he's gone for a fairly fast expansion following the Reaper, but he's actually continued to go into, you know, continue to mine gas. So he's gone into a reactor, factory, and a starport. He's heading into actually a kind of a mine drop build. As he's got a mine lined up, ready to come out, but he was a little bit supply blocked. So we do now actually see an Oracle on the way. Whether this will be used offensively or defensively, we're yet to find out. This pylon's still going down very slowly to this SCV. It's going to take a little while longer for that to fall all the way down completely. And again, this Oracle about to pop out. Will it be used offensively, or will he just keep it at home defensive? You know, I mean, it's got a robo facility finishing, so he will be able to get an observer out, and he will actually start to send this out on the map. He's actually going to go straight into a robo bay here, so very fast Colossi on the way. And this pylon continuing to fall, this SCV doing its work, 10 more hits on it and it will be gone. As the Oracle is coming down towards the main base as we speak. Drop actually coming in here with mine and a couple of Marines. There's no detection just yet, so this is a little bit troublesome. And oh, he's not paying attention. Boom, a ton of workers go down, 7 workers in total. This Oracle already on a couple of kills, 5 kills, and now going to get about 7 kills of his own. The Marines coming in here to help out against this. The Oracle's going to go down. The SCV did get the kill on the pylon. Marines picked up over here, and well, and Immortal now being crowd boosted out. This mine was saved as well, so some damage done on either side. Kamip actually taking 10 workers in total here, so altogether I'd say that's actually very good for the Terran player. He's taken down 10 workers, and he's gotten out with the, you know, his early harassment units, whereas Lulzbor has lost that Oracle which he invested into very early on here. A couple of gateways on the way up, so going into 3 gates with Immortal production. This Robo Bay yet to be used. Was it scouted? No, so no idea about the Robo Bay just yet. So I mean, he could just go into Colossus production, but just doesn't feel safe enough to do that right now. There's a tech lab going to finish up on this barracks. And the extra barracks now being built in the main base as well. It's going to be a fairly late stim. I mean, that's what you give up when you open this kind of way. But look at this mine drop number 2 on the way. 3 mines and a bunch of Marines. And he's just going to come and drop straight in here. Mothership Core going to have to come in and help out with a foot on overcharge. Mines are already burrowing though. Stalker and Assembly go down very quickly. And another mine going to go off on another unit. We're actually going to see one more mine getting taken down here. So a little bit of a shame that Miss was just placed a little bit far away. Maybe could have picked off a couple more workers. But a nice little bit of damage done once again by Kamip, and he's really kind of setting his place in this game. He's saying, I'm the aggressor here. I'm going to decide what we do. You're the guy who's going to, you know, react to what I'm doing. You're going to have to be the defender during this stage, during this game. So these medevacs going over to the right hand side a little bit, getting ready for drop number 2. Stim just starting in the last minute or so. I mean, I guess 43 seconds, so it was a little bit later than it could have been. As the barracks number 4 and 5 on the way up as well. I mean, a lot of production to go into before we even actually see, you know, third base on the way. So definitely the possibility here for the Terran player to just pull SCVs and go off of 2 bases. Now, it's not the best map to do this on because, you know, it's Nimbus. You've got that in-base expansion as your natural, so it's very hard actually to, you know, really come in and do damage unless the Pros player really overextends. That being said, however, you know, there's only, the Colossus production has been so delayed. I mean, the first Colossus was on the way out very early on, but the second, you know, with all these attacks which are coming, we've seen a lot of lost mining time, so maybe it could work from Kamip, but there's a third command center on the way. You know, doesn't necessarily mean he's going to build SCVs from it and use it in the game. We are still yet to see. Is this another medevac? No, just a mine. I kind of like this. Just going to get in the mining position. You know, if you've got it out on the map, use it. He's going to use this here to drop and to block the third base, which is inevitably going to come up at some point. So we're starting to see Phoenix production from Bloodsport. Are we going to see Phoenix Colossi? Or are we just going to see just a couple of Phoenix here early on? It's kind of weird to now start Phoenix kind of so late on. I mean, if you want to get them out, you may as well get them out early. But then again, he's been under so much pressure from the start of the game. Maybe he just hasn't felt the opportunity to be able to get these out and to get these going. His blink starts up for him as well. So looking as though we're going to see at least Phoenix Stalker Colossi in the early stages of this game. A couple of SCVs coming over here. They're going to go hide an expansion. They're just scouting around. They're scouting for hidden expansions. I think he's actually made a mistake by sending 2 out. I think he only actually wanted to send 1 out to scout, but he's accidentally got the second one following. So maybe a little bit of a mistake there. Look at this army though from our Terran player. 70 army supply with +1. Moving out on the map right now, a bunch of medevacs, no Vikings, and of course there are 3 Colossi here. The downfall for the Protoss player right now is there's no sentries, and there's nothing to really tank for these Colossi either. 3 Zealots now start to come in. There's a few more Stalkers here as well. I'm just scared that if we see a split from the Terran player, and come in from a few different angles, that he might just be able to do too much before this, he's going to be able to kill off the Colossi before anything really happens. Mine picked up here, Scan comes down, he sees the army, he thinks twice about engaging it actually, so he's not going to bother just yet. As, well, here we go, the Phoenix is going to come in on this medevac, here's the split. Time Warp comes down, he's actually just going to boost away from this, and takes a little bit more damage as the Colossi catch up thanks to that Time Warp. Oh no, the medevacs are all going to go down here. The boost hasn't gotten them far enough away. He actually kind of just needs to turn around and fight because he's lost 4 medevacs, now 5, and about to be 6. Okay, 5, and the 6th one does manage to boost away. Bunch of army up on this ramp. I think he needs to kind of come down here and just engage in the open. Protoss army just sitting kind of on the edge right now, looking as though he might come southwards and attack this base from the bottom side. A few Stalkers being warped in. There's not a probe over here to actually make a pylon to reinforce with quickly. He's going to start his third base before that. So, starting up his third base, we can see where the priorities lie for the Protoss player right now. His +1 armor is about to finish for our Terran player with a lot of Vikings actually out. You know, he's on 5 Vikings, about to be 9. You know, if he hadn't lost their medevacs, he could be in such a fab position right now. His Phoenix are going to be the real issue, you know. Going to be picking away at anything in the sky as the his fights go on. Third base actually lifts here, and I'm not sure what exactly, if this is a mistake or what he's trying to do. He actually pulls his SCVs. Oh my god, he pulls his SCVs. He's just going to go and try and end this game right now. He stims to try and chase this down. A nice Time Warp. Phoenix are going to get absolutely destroyed in the front before they really take down that many Colossi. SCVs are not actually joining the fight. They're just kind of sitting in the back. A lot of Vikings do remain here, so the opportunity to keep pushing forward is still there for Kamip if he wants to keep going. But he actually just sends his SCVs back to mine. And, well, an interesting way of going about things. He turns this army away. That's all it seems like he wanted to do. He had to start up his +2 armor, always +2 attack. Couple of stims coming down. And, well, we're just kind of sat waiting for something to happen. 3 more gateways being added on here as the Lulzball goes up to this third base. So we will have this extra gas running here very soon. An SCV comes in and is going to be able to scout this third base coming down. A scan reveals the army is no longer there. I mean, the Viking count continues to build. I actually think it's time to stop building Colossi and to tech switch out because there's just so many Vikings coming out right now. It's a little bit insane. He doesn't have that many Phoenix. He's got 3 Phoenix left. I'm not too sure. I think Kamip, if he can just take a fight, is in a very good position. Storm is now on the way, so our Protoss player is beginning to tech switch. He's beginning to head into stage 2 of his plan here throughout this game. And these Vikings just patrolling back and forth as a Marine starts to take down a pylon here on the high ground, and this pylon going to get taken down by the rest of these units at the same time. So pylon down, scan goes down as well. We'll continue to move forward with this now, and well, yeah, I mean, Kamip Lulzball actually just taking down his own rocks. He's in a defensive position. A scan reveals these Templar on the high ground. Oh right, well, okay, now it's time to pull the boys apparently, because here come the SCVs. There is a lot, and I mean a lot of Vikings here. If he can get forward and just start picking off Colossi, that would be so great. It'd help him so much. He's going to have to be so careful with the storms. The storms are going to be the real issue. Is it going to be too late here? Here come the Templar from behind. And there's the first storm actually landing on none of the Terran army. The second storm isn't so great either. More Templar continuing to walk forward. Do they have any storms left? One more storm. It's on the Vikings. But there's not going to be enough to take down all of the Vikings before they take down the Colossi. Lulzbor loses everything. And Esos Gaming's Kamib continues to move forward with this army. A couple more sentries fall. The Templar are going to fall as well. A huge wave of Zealots walked in, but another stim going to finish this off here. Vikings landed just to add that extra DPS, and this is going to be a dead third base and a dead Protoss player. GG called, and Esos Gaming take themselves to match point right now in this best of 7 all kill, 3-2 the scoreline. And they've been playing some pretty sweet games so far tonight. Their reward if they win this will be a round of 16 match against Red Bloods Pro. So still a little bit of a question, will they go any further? But right now, a good performance from them, taking down again their Spanish opponents. They are a Spanish team themselves. So we're going to be getting into game number 6 after a quick commercial break once again, guys. In the meantime, do take an opportunity to check out our Twitter at SC2_improve. You can check out pretty much whenever we're going live. We'll tweet, and any information about our other tournaments will be put on there as well. So do check us out on Twitter at SC2_improve in this quick break. And when we're back, it'll be game number 6 as Esos Gaming look to close out the series. Well, it is match point right now as we go into game number 6, and Esos Gaming have the 3-2 advantage here. And there's going to be a TVZ to potentially decide this series. We'll see if it goes to an ace match, or if we will just see Esos win with a 4-2 victory. Before we jump in game, a big shout to Mig Delta in the chat, who has hit the subscribe button. So thank you very much. Of course, if you want to find out all about what subscribers get as bonuses, then you can go and type !subscribe in the chat. And if you type !subscribe, I'll give you. In fact, I just did it a couple of minutes ago. So you can have a look at see what benefits you get from subscribing, etc., etc., etc. So do make sure to go check that out. And yeah, we hit our daily sub goal. Whoop. So maybe we can double our daily sub goal later today. So anyways, let's get into this game. In the left hand side of the map, we have the orange Zerg player from Inferi Esports Club. It's Delirium, the last player out here, so he needs to win 2 maps in a row to bring victory for his team. Definitely not gonna be easy. In the upper right hand corner to the yellow Terran player from Esos Gaming, it's Kamib, who's opening up with a barracks and a gas. Looks as though it's just going to be that Reaper to start off with here today in this TVZ. First TVZ of the day. And in fact, I think this is our first game of the day without a Protoss player in it. So, first TVZ, always good to... Well, okay, that's a lie. We actually had a ZVZ to start the day off. So, we have seen a little bit of non-Protoss action already today. Earlier on, so... I'm just trying to find a quick something out before we continue on. Okay, great. Awesome. Just checking something, guys. Alright, so Reaper on the way here for Kamib in the upper right hand corner. And that's going to be an SCV scout coming around. So I mean, SCV scout serves a couple of purposes. It means that, you know, if your opponent's gone for an early pool or pool first, you know, you're not going to be caught off guard. You're not going to be forced to cancel your CC, which may come down on the low ground. So so yeah, this SCV coming down. And we'll actually now back off because, of course, now he knows where his opponent has spawned. And that will be this left-hand side space. So this Reaper going to jump up here. Reaper doing a fair amount of damage. This Reaper jumping around. And now jump down and out. Didn't get any kills here, But, you know, just doing that kind of standard amount of damage. Second Reaper actually joins up here and will maybe secure their first kill against the Zergling. Yes, it will be. So his first Zergling goes down here. Reaper's turned away. And yeah, so Reaper's turned away. And some more Lings here may be in trouble as the Reapers do come back after regenerating a little bit of health. So, I mean, just a standard opening here from our Terran player. Third command center is already starting up. Factory's going to swap onto the reactor and start that, Hellion production. And Zerg player is actually just starting up here. Well, his Metabolic boost is pretty close to finishing. He's lost a fair few Zerglings, so if he really wants to be able to do anything with that, he's going to need a few extra Zerglings, which are in production already. These Reapers may be staying around a little bit too long here, because now they are going to get caught. Okay, maybe not yet, but I mean, Metabolic boost now does finish, so now really is the time where they have to get out of there and, you know, not come back. And I feel as though if Delirium had maybe just been on the chase already with these Zerglings, he could have probably caught them Reapers, but it's not the case right now, as the third base comes down here for Delirium up to the top side of the map. So a couple of Hellions here sitting around, and we'll try and take down these Lingers, but the Lingers actually don't commit up the ramp. They're just going to hide over to the side for a little while, maybe look for an opportunity to do a little bit of damage a little later on once the Terran player's moved out, maybe try and catch him a little bit off guard. There's actually a hole in his wall here, which could be a little bit detrimental. Means it'll take a little bit longer for him to actually patch this up. As the Rotron starts to come down, I'm seeing actually a third gas being taken here, so a fair amount of gas coming down from Delirium. He's not got his double evolution chamber up just yet, and you've got to ask yourself, is this going to be a kind of commitment to Roaches, or is this just going to be kind of a defensive Rotron? I mean, he's got a lot of gas starting to build up, so we could see kind of 10 Roaches or so on the way out once this Rotron finishes. And with 10 Roaches, I mean, he could definitely move across the map and do a fair amount of damage if he would really like. So, the Bane Nest as well, it looks as though it will just be an all-in from our Zerg player here to try and keep his team in this series. There's 5 Roaches. I mean, maybe it's... I mean, surely you don't need defensive Roaches and defensive Bane lanes this early on, you know, no tech at all. The third base clearly just being used as a way to kind of, detract, kind of a macro hatchery more than anything. He does have a Queen over here injecting, but 12 Roaches in total on the way. Lost his few Zerglings as he tried to run them into the natural there. Didn't succeed in anything at all. Did he kill a single Hellion actually? Okay, so he killed a Hellion for a few Zerglings. Worthwhile? Well, maybe a little bit, but still these Hellions come across the map. They see some Roaches, immediately turning around. They want to go check this third base, and of course the most important thing they can see at this third base is drones. And these drones are actually going to go down as well. 12 Zerglings on the way right now from Delirium, so he's building up towards this all-in, but he's taking a lot of damage here as well at the same time, as he's turning around these Hellions and Reapers. These Hellions and Reapers have to start, if they see these bottom Roaches as well, he's definitely going to know something is up. Right now he's not building a bunker or anything. I don't think he realizes that he might be in a bit of trouble here. Does he see them? He sees more Roaches, so now he has to start reacting to this. 34 Lings on the way, double bunker on the way up. This is a fairly decent-ish wall, but there's still that gap to the right-hand side. I don't think he's realized it. I think he probably thinks this is a secure wall, but it is not. 12 Banelings now coming up. And there's just nothing here to really defend for our Terran player. Will it be enough? He's built a bunker on the high ground too. Oh, this is going to be very, very close as the first few Banes are pretty much getting set to go. And here they are coming forward right now. The Roach Bane all-in is about to hit. A couple of Roaches leading the way, trying to set off any mines which might be here and ready to go. And these Banes are going to burn straight through this first set of depots. And surely there's just way too much here. There's not going to be repairs. And it looks as though Kamip is going to fall. I mean, he's still got a bunker on the way up on the high ground, but there's just so many units here. So many units. And, well, I mean, what more can you say other than that as these Marines getting chased down. Bane's actually even in. Oh, no! Did I say anything when you just watch that? I think that chain of events, it just sums it up itself, right? You're sitting there, you see the Bane lanes connect to all your SCVs in the main, and then you type GG straight away. Well, GG. What more can you say other than that? As Inferi Esports Club even up the series 3-3. It comes down to the ace match now. Pretty exciting series. I guess we actually did end up picking here to start off the day. As not sure what we're actually going to go into, which series we're going to go into next. I'll guess LDLC versus Seed starts in 35 minutes, which is probably going to be about when we finish this. So that could be a good game to get into. So, yeah, I'm just kind of looking and seeing what games we could maybe get into after this series. Skillforge versus NON Esports could be pretty good. I think LDLC and Seed is going to probably be the best game after that as well. I think eSuper versus Elcon is London Conspiracy is already being played, so yeah, we should get into Seed versus LDLC. I think that'd be a pretty good match to get into, if I do say so myself. I'm just going to ask... okay, I'm going to go to a quick commercial break here, guys. We're still waiting for actually our invite into this next game. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, I'll hopefully have some more information about what match we'll go into after this series. But right now, it'll be Game 7 when we come back, the ace match, to see who advances to the round of 16 against Red Bloods. Guys, don't go too far. We'll be back in a few moments. Alright, guys. Sorry for a bit of an extended break. We're going into ZVZ for game number 7 between Esos Gaming and Inferi Esports Club. Let's go straight on into it. In the upper right hand corner, the pink Zerg player from Esos Gaming, it's Prince, their final player to come out here. Can he secure the victory? As Delirium is trying to block his hatchery on the low ground right now. Delirium going hatchery first instead of pool first here. So a little bit of a difference to start things off. This drone will survive for just a couple more moments. So, this drone is still around, still checking out what's going on. We have a gas coming down here for Prince, and gas on the way as well for Delirium. So he's been fairly great here. I mean, well, okay, he's put his gas down after his pool. So, I mean, it's just a hatch pool followed by gas for Delirium. Gas times are pretty much the same. So, I mean, very minimal difference here. Prince gets his first queen faster. You know, 2 queens will come out at the same time for Delirium. It's going to be a pretty standard ZVZ opening from both of these players. You would have to imagine it probably just a Ling Bling opening, no gasless play at all. And we'll see who is going to take the better of their opponent in this kind of scenario. And of course, you know, Ling Bling openings can quite often lead towards the Roach Wars as well, you know, very frequently. So, again, let's just see what happens, how these guys are going to play it, whether either will take the role as the aggressor, and just see if either of these try and utilize any kind of you know, quick advantages or anything like that. The gold base kind of out of reach really for these players until kind of the 3rd, 4th base timing, you know, if even then. So fairly unlikely that we'll see gold bases come in play unless we see something a little bit crazy here on Foxtrot Lives, especially in this in these spawning positions. You know, if you've got your natural here, it's a little bit more realistic to come here for your 3rd, but still not that great. So anyways, a couple of links coming down here from Prince. Going to jump up into the main base. Delirium throwing down some injects, and both the players' speeds for metabolic boosts are now on the way. 3 workers in each extractor for Delirium and for Prince. So both of them going to go into a fairly quick bin nest to follow this up, and there it is coming down for both of these guys. So no real differences here still in the build so far. It looks as though these links just been for a scout around. No, they didn't get into the main base. These 2 links haven't been able to achieve all too much either. So both players fairly, you know, kind of blind to their opponents, you know, continued mass gas mining and that kind of information. But there's not too much else to really, you know, to really be gained as long as both players are playing it safe. They're both getting the Bane nest. They'll both get a couple of defensive Bane links, and from there, both should be pretty safe to continue on in the game. There's a couple of overlords just starting to spread out a little bit. Again, going to be watching just to see anything coming across the map. Glare starts up here for Prince, while we see a 3rd base for Delirium. So Delirium going very quickly into this 3rd base. Maybe we see some kind of carapace play from him as a single evolution chamber and kind of play with heavy lings for some time. An evolution chamber is going to come down double. An evolution chamber and a roach on here for Prince actually. So he's just going to go straight into roaches, and he's not going to mess around at all with that. Again, he has seen this 3rd base on the way up, so he knows that's there. His lair halfway done. Taking a couple extra gases, but not a 4th, so unlikely to be the Spire play. Definitely probably just going to be, you know, continuing with this roach run and getting roach speed +1 missiles and building up towards some kind of mid-game timing attack. The lair now starting up for Delirium. He's going to go into roaches as well. Again, he's going to have a slightly faster 3rd base, but he'll have a slightly slower +1, a slightly slower roach speed. So a couple of disadvantages. Will his, you know, better economy and defender's advantage be enough to hold on? That's going to kind of be the question here as these things try and sneak by, try and get a bit of information. They do actually get a Baneling kill for their worries, so I mean, you know, not so bad. Then again, I mean, the Baners in this game are going to be more or less useless throughout because neither of these guys are actually going to be, you know, going into Link Bling Wars, it would seem. So, bunch of Zerglings coming across here for Delirium. Not too many. He's just looking to kind of deny a third base if one comes up. Ooh, a couple of Banelings. Will be careful and will not explode on just a single Zergling. And, of course, Delirium being careful as well, not losing all of them links to just a single Baneling. As an Overseer now comes in, sees the lair timing well. He sees that the lair is still building from his opponent. He does actually see it finish as well, and that's actually really nice. He knows exactly what time his opponent's lair finished, so he can get a little bit more information from that than just seeing it building. He knows, how much longer he's probably got roach speed to his opponent, and you can kind of see he's building up towards one big attack. I mean, Glad Reconstitution finishes in 40 seconds, 60 seconds until +1 missiles. He's building a bunch of roaches right now, and can't help but feel it's just going to be that big push across the map for Prince. And I mean, it's a pretty short rush distance to kind of go along here. If you look at this, you kind of come along this side all the way down southwest. It's really not that far at all to get towards your opponent's third base. So, the timing attack which can come out here for Prince in the next few moments is definitely got a lot of possibility to do some damage, because he's going to have +1 while his opponent does not. I mean, roach speed won't really make a difference unless one player is retreating, so, that's not going to be the big difference. The big deal breaker is that +1 finishing for himself here. Delirium only just on an Evolution Chamber now, and this is so late. He's going to be a whole upgrade behind. +2 starts immediately for Prince, so he's not actually too interested in, ending the game at all soon. He's looking to just hold on, and it's actually Delirium who's actually been a little bit aggressive here, but look at this, Pink Zerg player just going to come out and meet him. With that +1 finish, he definitely has an advantage. He has roach speed as well, so right now actually roach speed will play a bit of a role in this fight. He will be able to catch up quite a bit with these roaches, and okay, he doesn't actually manage to kill any of them off, but he's actually going to keep going across the map here, realizing he's still got a +1 advantage, so this is pretty nice for him, and Delirium might be in a spot of trouble right here as Prince comes across the map, and Esos Gaming, what are they going to be able to do here? Will they get the 4-3 victory with this one pushed? Well, it's definitely possible, because +1 and an overwhelming number of roaches. There is the defender's advantage for Delirium right now. He's going to be able to hold on for a little while, but how long exactly, I guess, is the real question. He's actually going to be pushing back Prince. So Prince not actually able to make the most of this right now. He kind of needs to get a few more drones up in his life. He needs a few more drones to kind of get going here. +1 only just starting for Delirium. I guess at this point, Prince, he kind of wants to keep pushing his advantage, but the best thing for him to do would be to be actually just fall back, build 10 drones, then go back into roach production, just wait for +2 and attack with that, because right now, it doesn't look as though he's going to get too much further through this roach line of Delirium. So, yeah, Prince is just falling back right now, as there's +2 as well on the way, and again, that's going to be a very decisive factor. I'd love to see him just add a few more workers. As he's only 8 workers behind. It's not huge, but look at the army supply for Delirium. He's had 8 more workers for so long that his his army supply is 100 to 68, and it's kind of getting to the point where he will get to overwhelming numbers that even upgrades can't change. Contaminate on the Evolution Chamber, so this +1 is denied for even longer here. And Delirium is going to be I still feel he's going to be in so much trouble when this +2 finishes for Prince in the very near future, and that is, 20 seconds away right now. There's 12 more roaches in production. That's probably all he's going to wait for before moving across the map and trying to hit this timing once again before that +1 even finishes for Delirium. And a 2 missile attack advantage is absolutely huge. There's no way you can deny that, however you look at it. As this Overseer continues to be chased away by this Queen. And it's actually going to be Delirium once again moving across the map just as his opponent's upgrade finishes. It's it's an interesting time. He runs into the concave of Prince right now, and Prince leaps on the opportunity. He's going to shut down a lot of these roaches, but now he's actually going to get engaged from 2 different directions. He's got a lot more roaches on the left, but he's kind of getting demolished on the right. But will he be able to make this up in the long run? Again, that +2 hitting against +0, and he's actually going to fall back a little bit. He needs some more roaches here, and will Delirium actually just be able to move his way through with just kind of insane numbers compared to his opponent? That +2 advantage is still such a huge deal breaker here, and the reinforcements distance will be a big factor in this, as well as Delirium is starting to lose out on this fight a little bit. The reinforcements coming in as well, and that's going to help make the difference here, as Prince will be the player to push this back. Now even in the supplies, and now Delirium really is in trouble. Before he had a larger army, but now he doesn't, and now he's still down in upgrades. +2 against only +1. Delirium pushed all the way back to his third base, but Prince, can he go in here right now? There's a lot of roaches for Delirium. He realizes he can't, and he turns around, so he gets out of there for a little while longer. And Prince, what is the next step of action for him? both of these guys are just continuing to build roaches. We actually have a macro hatchery on the way here in the main base of Prince. And Delirium coming across the map once again. Yet to start his +2. And, I mean, I can't help but feel if he walks up this ramp, he might just find himself in a bit too much trouble. He sends a single roach ahead and a few roaches come forward, nothing actually getting killed off. Prince going into a Hydra's den. He's added on a few extra roaches, drones now, so his economy is in a little bit of a better position. His army supply are not as far behind as it was previously. He's going to come in with the better concave as well here. All the roaches fighting, so it's not going to make that much of a difference. But overall, he's going to be the player to chase away and now fighting up a ramp. But it looks as though, well, okay, Delirium getting the best start to this fight. A lot of roaches in the back of Prince, not actually really doing all too much here. But again, he's +2 against +1. Will that be enough? It looks as though it may be, because he's starting to break through once again. He's winning on the bottom side, and that means his roaches on the bottom will start to wrap around and take out these roaches on the top. Delirium is continuing to fall in supply. A few more roaches will get cleaned up on the way out, and Delirium is maybe in a lot of trouble right now as these roaches continue to come across here. And Esos Gaming... Oh, Delirium... I don't know, something about contaminate. And, well, Prince actually getting turned around once again here. The drone's been pulled for a moment. Delirium needs to just keep his macro. He's actually kind of dying on gas, and that's why he doesn't have as many roaches as he could have. Otherwise, he could actually keep this up. Again, he's had that better economy for a lot of the game. And you can see, I mean, he hasn't traded so well, yet he still kind of is close in supply. But again, the upgrades are the real killers here, as Prince says, okay. In response, continuing to chase his opponent down here. He's actually now starting to add some Hydras into his composition, so he's beginning the tech switch. He feels he is far enough ahead, and I mean, that is definitely true. And this time, he might even break through completely and truly. Some more Lings and Roaches continue to come forward here. 18 Roaches about to pop out for Delirium. Will that make the difference? Potentially, as the fight does begin to occur. The drones are pulled once again. Reinforcements coming in, but reinforcements are coming in from both sides, so it's Delirium who's actually pushing this back yet again. And again, it's this point in the game where Prince actually just needs to fall back and wait for his Hydras to come out and, you know, then push with just absolutely everything he's got. And that's kind of going to make the difference. You know, that's where his advantage currently lies. Still in that +2 against +1, but also now in the composition as well. As these Hydras do all start to join up in the army. A double expand from Delirium, so he's trying to just get economy behind this. He kind of needs, I think more than anything, he just needed that extra gas a little bit sooner, because he seemed to be very gas starved compared to how many minerals he had. That being said, I mean, I guess he doesn't have that many lava, which he isn't spending anyway. Roach and Hydra coming across the map here, so he's going to get ready to fight. There's no Hydra upgrades actually down here, no muscular augments, no groove spines. So, you know, lacking the Hydra upgrades right now, these roaches looking to come forward from Delirium, looking for a fight. He's going to just split and take a concave at the bottom of the ramp, but now he's kind of going up the ramp. And these players both just kind of juggling for position in the middle, deciding, I mean, it's going to be one of them to decide when the fight will happen, and it looks as though it will be Prince as he makes his way down the ramp, and now this will be the fight here, as these Hydras will take part in this as well. There's a lot of roaches here. Is there too many roaches for Delirium, or will Prince be able to battle on through? He's actually starting to lose out on his roaches. These Hydras adding so much DPS from behind though, but once the roaches are gone for Prince, these Hydras will die in just a matter of seconds. You can see he's starting to retreat. Now he actually thinks twice about it, and turns around, he keeps on fighting. These Hydras continue to just march their way through these roaches. The last few roaches of Prince are about to die, but I think there's just too many Hydras for it to matter. Prince on 20 supply up, and Delirium actually types out GG, and Esos Gaming take our first series of the day here on the stream. 4 games to 3. And they now move on to play against Red Bloods in the round of 16. Got a few Skype messages, let me see what is up. Let's just answer a couple of questions here. So yeah, let's have a quick look at the brackets, see if anything interesting is going on. We've got eSuper have actually taken a 4-1 victory over London Conspiracy in the round of 16. So they actually move on to play against AP SC2 tomorrow in the round of 8 for the qualifying match. So round of 8 will take place tomorrow, and that's one of our first round of 8 matches set up. eSuper versus AP SC2 eStar. So that's set up already. We're going to have Esos, they go on to play Red Bloods now in the next series. In fact, let's just bring up the screen here, guys, and show you guys what's going on. So, this is our current bracket. As you can see, non-esports against Skillforge is taking place right now. Noob Gaming against New Year will have just started. Seed versus LDLC is the game we're going to try and get into in the next half an hour or so, in the next 10 minutes or so, hopefully. Mouse Control Chaos Latin Games will be taking place very soon. And Esos versus Red Bloods will be starting up very soon as well. So guys, the official start time for the round of 16 matches in 15 minutes. Hopefully, I mean, some of them have already begun, some of them have already finished, but some teams have waited until that start time. So we should be able to get into a game here in the next 15 minutes. So we're going to take a commercial break until then, guys. If you've been enjoying the stream so far, don't go too far, because more of the same is to follow, but with even better teams, hopefully. The level of play will increase as we go through the rounds. And again, I'll update you guys on the chat about what exactly we're hoping to, who we're going to see and who we will get. If you're enjoying the stream, again, hit the follow button. Check us out on Twitter and on our website, SC2ITL.net. And guys, we'll be back here in a few minutes' time. I'll try and keep you guys updated as I can with what's going to happen. And again, don't go too far. We'll be back very soon.